Just talk about Dustin Rhodes.
Let us go to the nepotism corner of the show. Dustin Rhodes makes his return to TNA, not his debut, if you'd remember. He debuted in that random match against Jarrett a while back. So December 17th, Dustin Rhodes made his return to TNA as he faced a man we will have to also eulogize, Johnny Swinger.
Oh, fuck me.
There's a lot of people leaving on this episode of the show, Liam.
This is really the end of the era.
You've committed to this bit too much, and now you've had to do 4 of them in one show.
Don't worry, I think this is actually the 5th. It's alright. I've developed a strategy for it now.
So let's talk about this match first. First, Dustin back in TNA. How do you feel about that?
You see, you'd think I'd be negative on it, because I'm negative about most things.
You're true.
But I'm actually positive about it, because I think there's no harm in having a name value guy hanging out in the mid card. Adds a bit of star power to some matches. He's a decent worker. I'm fine with Dustin Rhodes being here. Could have been a wonderful leader for the Foul Son World Order.
Oh, yeah.
Arguably too good to be a Foul Son.
There is periods of his career where he's been a Foul Son.
Yes. If Black Rain was leading it, it would be perfect.
So, yeah, as you said, I think a problem with the undercards they have is that they don't have the roster depth for 3-hour pay-per-views. And Dustin is a guy you can throw in an undercard match and he'll give you a nice little match, which is ultimately what happens with this feud with Kid Cash. He ends up in here. He defeats Swinger. Swinger spits in Dustin's face, and Don West has never been madder about anything in his life.
He should have come to expect it, though.
He is outraged at this behavior from Swinger. Dustin wins with the lifting reverse DDT.
Yeah.
And that is until televised, I think, 2013. He does some of the one night onlys. The end of Johnny Swinger in TNA. Actually, no, the Hardcore Justice show, he does that too. But the end of Johnny Swinger in TNA for a good while. Liam, talk about Johnny Swinger.
Garrett, do you remember
right?
the Swingman and Simon Diamond?
Surprisingly good tag team. Great feud with America's Most Wanted.
I would 100% agree. That some of those AMW matches were like legitimately the best matches on the card.
Like, shockingly good. Not that feels a little disparaging to Swinger and Simon Diamond to feel like they had good matches. They had surprisingly good matches with the best tag team in the country.
Here's what I think we're not clarifying. They had like 7 tag matches together. They I'm looking at the page now. They had like 7 tag matches with AMW over 2003.
They had like brawls and strap matches, and many of them were very, very, very good.
And then they did the 6-man tag with Dusty Rhodes as well.
That match rocked too. Yeah, I forgot about that match. That match ruled.
I think legitimately, 2003 was our most competitive year for year-end awards, I feel. And I think this tag feud actually ranked in our awards. It was like in our thirds or seconds. Yeah. Because they were I think they ended up being our 3rd best tag team. Or they were mine, I think. Maybe it was the Disciples. But I remember being like, they had a shockingly good 2003.
Yeah, and it was a thorough mistake to break them up.
100%. I guess we should briefly talk about, do you remember Simon Diamond, Johnny Swinger, and Glenn Gilberti?
Yeah, they did good bits where Disco was stupid, and then they'd call him stupid. I enjoyed that.
that did happen a lot, yes. I guess we should talk about it. Garrett, do you remember when Johnny Swinger and Simon Diamond broke up?
When he ripped the Simon Diamond robe?
Yeah.
And then had a series of underwhelming matches?
They had a lot of matches.
They only had 2, I think. 2 singles.
But there was a lot of tags.
Yeah, and I don't think people gave a single solitary shit about Simon Diamond as a babyface. Or sorry, Pat Kenny. And that was, I think, the core problem of that no one cared about Pat Kenny as a babyface.
Garrett.
Yes.
Kid me.
That's my name.
Do you remember when Simon Diamond dressed up as a hula girl?
It was Johnny Swinger, but that's neither here nor there.
Fucking sorry, I'm having stuff's bad, man. It's almost it is 1 a.m. Do you remember when Johnny Swinger dressed up as a hula girl?
I do. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it as a bit that Glenn Gilberti freaked out because he hated dressing as a leprechaun, and then Johnny Swinger was like,
because he's racist.
Yeah, he hates the Irish. It's a fact. And then Johnny Swinger was like, this hula outfit makes me look jacked. I'm gonna just bounce my pecs the entire time.
But the one silver lining of the Johnny Swinger leaving us here today is that we will see him eventually in perhaps his most swingerist of all.
Yeah, we'll have to wait till 2019 for the true return of the Swingman.
Daddy.
Dustin randomly runs into Kid Cash on the December 24th show, and Kid Cash is just real mean for no reason.
Kid Cash I don't know what's going on with his look here. He's a little. First of all, he looks like a little manlet, but second, I'm sorry, guy, that's offensive to you. I didn't mean to be offensive to
Andy Short people, thank you very much.
But well, it's just because he's next to Dustin, and Dustin looks like literally two Kid Cashes stacked on top of each other. Also, he looks exactly like that sleazy rock star guy who did like the dating show.
Who?
Bret Michaels.
Oh yeah, I get it. Yeah, I see that.
He looks exactly like Bret Michaels.
He does have sleazy Bret Michaels vibes. Not that Bret Michaels isn't a little sleazy in the first place.
I was gonna say, like, he's in a bit of both. Who's Bret Michaels from?
Yeah, he was in a band.
Yeah, he was in the band Poison.
Mm-hmm.
What's happening in Bret Michaels' life?
I don't know. I don't keep up with Bret Michaels' life.
He's in December of 2022. That's this month, Garrett. Mm-hmm. Bret Michaels announced the 2023 Partygrass World Tour, which will perform between July 13th and August 6th. Along with Michaels, the tour will include Jefferson Starship and Night Ranger, with appearances by Steve Auguri and Mark McGrath.
You gonna go?
Oh, well, let me see if there's tickets available.
So Cash is being very mean to Dusty. He calls him fat. He's like, your dad's fat. He's fat. I do appreciate that Kid Cash, the character, immediately meets a man and starts mocking his father.
But it fits him.
And he has had issues with Kid Cash in the past. Dusty and Kid Cash have feuded, so it makes sense.
Ultimate fan package for this is $1,100.
All right. All the fans that want to go to that, if you give us $1,000, we'll give you the You've Got to Be Kidding Me Ultimate Fan package, which is just us taking your money.
You get to be in the call, but you don't get to speak.
Yeah, you get to sit here and listen to us talk.
Which means you get to see all the backstage information that we drop and then edit off the podcast.
Yeah, all the takes that are too hot for TV.
Too hot for VOW Podcasting Network.
December 31, Dustin Rhodes faces Marco Cordova in a squash match.
So this Partygrass World Tour...
Rhodes wins with a lifting DDT.
No, I have something to say, Garrett.
Please tell me about the Mardi Gras whatever it's called.
Sorry, the Partygrass.
Mardi Gras World Tour.
Doesn't seem to be leaving the United States.
That's disgusting.
It's not a world tour.
Well, that's a very American-centric approach, isn't it?
That's fucking bullshit. Also, Bret Michaels looks insane now.
The World Tour of America.
I gotta send you a photo of Bret Michaels real quick. It looks like he's got one of those AI art bots to draw Bret Michaels. Mm-hmm. I don't know how to do this. I'm too tired. How does this work? Save image. Where did you go? Oh, it's a web fucking...
Welcome to the suffering of WebP files. The least necessary thing that exists.
I hate it so goddamn much. You know how many times I have to go to this goddamn conversion website to turn them into PNGs?
Can't you just change the extension?
I don't know. Maybe I'm too dumb.
If you
yeah.
Oh god. Oh yeah, he doesn't look real. His face, it looks AI upscaled.
That's what I said. It looks like it's got like some weird AI thing. And he looks nothing like this in any of his like candid photos with his fans either.
What has happened to him? Also the fact that like his forehead seems humongous when you think about how big that bandana is.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. He looks like he's a cherry about to pop.
He looks like he's the leader from the Incredible Hulk.
See, look, he does. See, look, that's what he looks like there. Looks like James Storm.
No, he looks like Johnny B. Bad.
Oh no, Johnny B. Bad.
December 31, Dustin Rhodes, Marco Polo,
Mark Mero,
Cordova. Rhodes lifting DDT. It's called the Lone Star State of Mind. Cash jumped him after the bell. Dustin started making a comeback. Cash bailed. You okay, buddy?
Yeah, sure.
You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm crying.
Main event of the January 7th episode. Dustin Rhodes and Jeff Hardy faced Kid Cash in Dallas.
Alright, Dallas showed up.
It's his only appearance this month.
It feels very sad that Dallas is only just guy when Kid Cash needs a tag partner to take a fall at the moment.
Yep.
That's it.
Jeff Hardy pins Dallas with the Swanton.
I love Dallas.
January 14th, Dustin beats Chris Candido.
Yeah.
Pay-per-view, Final Resolution, January 16th. It's Dustin Rhodes versus Kid Cash.
It's a surprisingly good match.
It was a very professional wrestling match.
Except that one time that they botched the low kick.
But even then, it's like he pivoted and he went straight into kicking him with a knee. So even then, it just looked like Dustin dodged the move and Cash went for a different one, even though it was very obvious he just wanted to drop to hold him. It's two guys who are pros going out there having a very professional, if not all that exciting at times, professional wrestling match. Where it's like, Cash feigned an injury, Dustin fell for it, Cash attacked the leg, worked the leg for the entire match, does one of my little favorite things where he hits a frog splash specifically on the leg. I like high-flying moves at specific body parts. I'll always pop for that. And it's nothing special in any way whatsoever, but there is absolutely nothing wrong with it. It is the Dave Meltzer two pros working on a different level, except it actually applies because he applied that to like a 2 3/4 star match that was well wrestled, which is what this was, a 2 3/4 star match that was well wrestled.
I want to keep delaying this show because I think it would be funny if you missed the World Cup because of this.
You would have to go another 51 minutes, which I think would cause you more pain than me.
Test me.